people with too many different names.
Yeah.
Everybody's got, like, it's Khaleesi, what's her other name? Dragon bitch. Welcome to Garbage Time. I'm Katie Nolan, and you are someone sitting somewhere. Tonight, we're going to address how the NFL just won't go away, the Masters' enduring traditions, and your weird Google searches. But first, let's take a look back at the week in sports. Switching it up. Le'Veon Bell will be suspended for 3 games for being caught with marijuana last season, while LeGarrette Blount will only be suspended for 1, because blunts have been decriminalized. Mavericks owner Mark Cuban said that college basketball is hideous and unwatchable, which reminds me, be sure to catch Cuban in Sharknado 3. African mountain gorillas have resorted to inbreeding under threat of extinction. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle and brother. Off to a good start, everybody. Maryland's student government is considering changing the name of its football stadium, currently named after a former school president who was a segregationist. They were going to name it after their current school president, but unfortunately, his name is Ray Sism. So that won't work. Officials are considering draining or electrifying a small lake in Colorado to rid it of over 4,000 goldfish that are destroying its ecosystem. Or they could just wait like 2 weeks till they all die. The Masters took place this weekend, and you know what my favorite part of the tournament is? To be brutally honest, the commercials. They're so nostalgic and emotional, they get to me. But since people who love the Masters seem to be so fond of its past, I feel like the commercials should be a little more honest about the real history of Augusta National. So we cut a more authentic version for you. It's only fair. The Masters. Traditions unlike any other. Yeah, sort of makes the fact that they call them the Masters that much more uncomfortable, doesn't it? And lastly, as a woman, while we're on the topic of the Masters, I always find myself wondering, gee, how can I enjoy a major sporting event in a more woman-y way? Luckily for me, I found this article posted on foxsports.com entitled, How to Land a Husband at the Masters. Now, a lot of people are criticizing the article, saying it's out of touch, rooted in dated stereotypes, uninteresting, unfunny, and generally useless, adds nothing to the site, shouldn't exist, and is, at best, just clickbait. But I spoke with Clay Travis, who runs Outkick the Coverage, the blog that this was posted on, and he says he thought it was lighthearted, which I think we can all agree that it is, so everyone should just relax. The author, Rebecca Johnson, is just trying to help aimless young females in our all-consuming, never-ending quest to find that husband. Lighten up, okay? Maybe instead of getting worked up about some words on the internet, you should take Rebecca's advice. Smile and have fun. No one wants to approach a girl with a scowl on her face. The article is full of useful tips, just like that one. Like, dress appropriately. You aren't at Coachella and you aren't at the gym. The Masters isn't the time to show cleavage, but honestly, take off the Lily Pulitzer skirt and golf shoes. Guys aren't into that. That is solid advice. I would actually even take it one step further and say, take off your shirt too, and also take off your bra. Guys aren't into any of those things at all. Rebecca also suggests that you keep moving, walk around, and be seen. Because, let's be honest, you aren't there for the golf. Of course you aren't. Was it Mark Twain who once famously said, "Golf is just a catwalk spoiled"? Don't let anyone spoil your strut, girl. Sure, not every woman goes to sporting events to find men, but 2 to 3% of women do, and they deserve to have articles geared to their interests on sports websites that they'll never visit, just in case they end up there by accident. It is very easy to try to type cosmopolitan.com and accidentally type foxsports.com if you just got your nails done. And sure, on the surface, the post might seem like it exists for no reason other than to stir up controversy, but I don't think a blog on foxsports.com would do that. I honestly think, like she said, sometimes it's just nice to let people know that men think you've still got it, even when you're way past your prime at, 31. Listen, guys, Rebecca is a married woman. I'm sorry, I misspoke. She's not married, but she has a longtime boyfriend, and she met him at the Masters. No? No, she didn't? But whatever, because just because you've never done something doesn't mean you can't tell other people how to do it. You think Gino Auriemma ever played women's basketball? No. The only problem I have with this piece is that it only tells women how to get a husband at the Masters. What about all the other sporting events? There are like so many, which is why I decided to pick up where Rebecca left off and offer my expertise. I don't know, I'm not married. Coming up, we're going to talk about the NFL in April, because that's a thing that happens now. The NFL has the longest offseason in major sports, and while it's typically a slow time for NFL buzz, recently the league has begun to cannibalize our attention even when games aren't being played. People are talking about it on TV. Like what's happening right now. So joining me now to figure out what happened and why is Wall Street Journal's NFL reporter Kevin Clark. Hello, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
We're talking NFL. It's April.
Right.
Well, that's not supposed to happen.
The thing is, we're actually talking about talking NFL, so it's more meta,
right.
I think.
Well, other people are talking about the NFL. We're talking about those people.
We're talking about those people,
yeah.
Which is what I like to do. I like to remove it. You wrote an article last week.
Sure.
How the NFL stole March Madness,
right.
Which is basically about this whole, just unpack it a little for the folks at home who don't like to read.
Basically what happened is that the NFL saw March and April, and they saw people looking at other sports like college basketball or the start of baseball or soccer maybe, and they said, well, that's not something we want to be a part of. We don't want to help these sports get popular. So they took them and they said, we're going to destroy you, and we're going to give a veterans combine, which is literally Brady Quinn. Like if the regular combine wasn't boring enough, they took it and added Brady Quinn,
who is a Fox Sports employee, and we love him so much.
No, we love Brady Quinn, but if he's watching, he was the best part of the Veterans Combine.
Of course,
yeah.
the highlight, if
right.
you will.
And so, but generally they took that and they said, we're going to make events like that. We're going to add the combine, or add days to the combine, make it on the weekend so we can have, Jameis Winston in prime time and all this stuff.
It's like when you're dating someone and you see their eyes start to wander and you're like, I will buy a new shirt. Look at me again.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Sort of like that.
No, it's exactly like that. That's what they said. That's the analogy Goodell used when talking about this.
Of course.
That's exactly it. So literally what they did was there was a team of people at 345 Park Avenue where the NFL makes all its high-level genius decisions, and they said, we're going to find things to put on the calendar. We're going to expand the calendar. And the Veterans Combine is one of those things. They're probably going to make this thing called the Regional Combine a bigger deal, which is they're going to probably push everything back so that these regional guys from like Northern Iowa will go to a combine and they'll go to another combine. They'll make it a reality show. They'll sort of package it. I'm not making this up.
Like
I swear to God.
A combine combo.
Right, like American Idol, but
which is doing
Northern Iowa.
Right.
Well, no, needs a new American Idol,
so
and it's going to be running back.
Started basically, I would guess, or I think is that when they started to show Was it the combine or the draft?
Yeah. No, it was the combine. The draft had always been on, and people liked it, and that was always this weird phenomenon for 4 days. You know, they would start talking about, hey, who's going to be the #1 pick? And then what happened is that the NFL Network needed a lot of time, a lot of hours to kill, and they said, we're going to put on the combine. Everybody laughed at them, and then everyone watched it. And they said, hey, look at that 40-yard dash by the offensive lineman from
Because on paper,
Cal.
It does sound ridiculous.
Well, no, it's still,
Let's sit
it
and
looks
watch
ridiculous.
These people run a bunch of times, not a long distance, but like a bunch of 40s. I love a bunch of 40s normally, but not watching it.
What they found out, and it's the worst thing that could possibly happen to other sports, is that people watch anything.
I know.
They will watch anything. It's like the old Seinfeld thing. It's on TV.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah, so the NFL figured out that you could really do anything, and they would just throw it on. People would watch it.
So I guess my question then is like, when does this stop? Because what this immediately makes me think of is football used to be Sundays.
Yeah.
And then they were like, Monday night football, Thursday night football. It's like, are we gonna get to the point where it's Wednesday night football? I think what makes football so great and why it's so popular is because it's easy to consume, because it's so short, it's compact, it's like the playoffs of other sports that people love, but it's a whole season.
Right.
So if they, at some point, this dispersing and spreading out, isn't it gonna lose its value?
Well, it's going to lose its value the moment they see there's a saturation point, and they haven't seen that yet. They're just going to.
Do you think they'll admit it? You think they'll be like, oh, this is too much?
We'll see it. We'll see it. There'll be all these stories like, hey, they're losing the youth viewers and stuff like that, and then they'll pull back. I think they're very smart people at the media level as far as making sure that the right events are on TV and all that stuff. Brian Rolapp is like the #2 there, and he's thinking about this stuff constantly. He's the guy that's selling, games to Google or YouTube or whatever. They're really getting into weird spaces now. And so I think he's just going to keep pushing the envelope and saying, hey, why don't we put a practice on TV on Wednesday? And I'm not saying they're going to do that now. That's going to come like 3 months from now. They will have that.
Why?
They will definitely have that. You'll watch.
I won't.
Yes, you will.
I might.
You'll have me back to analyze practice if it's on TV. No,
practice?
It could happen.
We're going to talk about practice?
But what if we had a TV deal that paid people a couple $1 million a year? Then coaches would be like, yeah, sure.
It's just literally all about the money, and nobody cares to be like,
Are you?
I know.
Are you new here?
Just part of me. I
you
still
new to the
have this
NFL?
thing where I'm like, I want to believe.
No, at the NFL, they're looking for $25 billion, I think it is, in revenue in like 15 years, and they need to get that somehow.
Oh, good. Let's make sure we get that to them. They need that money because they've got taxes to pay.
Do you have cash
just
on
kidding.
you? They're going to bring a collection plate,
Yeah, no,
actually.
I put it all into this gigantic set.
Okay.
Thank you for coming to talking about football with me. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Very much. Up next, I'm going to play a game, so don't go away. Unless you have time off from work and some disposable income, a vacation might be nice. Welcome back to Garbage Time. I'm Katie Nolan. This is SB Nation contributor Ryan Nanny.
Hi, I'm not Eddie Murphy.
Nope, but you may know him as Celebrity Hot Tub, and we are gonna try, for the first time on Garbage Time, to play a game! Okay, so here's how it's gonna work. You know when you type something into Google and it lists out the most popular ways to complete your phrase?
Right.
I'm gonna give you a commonly Googled sports phrase.
Okay.
And then you have to guess the top 5 most popular autocompletes of that phrase.
Okay, so this is Family Feud, but with the internet as our reliable focus group.
Yeah, because you get 3 strikes. Family Feud without our families. It's for the best.
They don't love us.
Nope.
We don't need them.
And then we're gonna switch it up, and you're gonna ask me a phrase. So we'll just do it
Okay,
back and forth.
cool.
That's how the game's gonna
Let's
work.
do it.
Cool. Do we have game music? Perfect. Lovely. Okay, here we go. First one. Is LeBron James?
Oh boy. Is LeBron James retiring? Okay. Is LeBron James better than Michael Jordan?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
But it was wrong. It was good, but it was wrong.
Good but wrong
Yeah.
is all I aspire to in life. Is LeBron James bald?
Okay, you tried, and it's not your fault.
Whose fault is it?
Well, the internet's.
Okay.
Is LeBron James Dominican?
Sure. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is LeBron James nice
Who cares?
to be around as a person? Is LeBron James clutch? The basketball version of is LeBron James elite? Is LeBron James Is LeBron James related to Jay-Z? Because, you know, obvious reasons.
Well, they hang out.
Yeah. Is LeBron James a good role model?
Yeah, Google is the best place to find.
Is Google a good source for that sort of information?
I feel like I'm not being a good parent. Let's just
Let me make sure.
Yeah. So by definition, you can't do worse than that. Congrats.
I don't think it can.
You get are the Knicks.
Ooh. Are the Knicks tanking?
Yes. Great job.
Thank
I
you.
think you're gonna sweep this one.
I don't know. We'll see. Are the Knicks really that bad?
You're close to something.
Valid
You're really
question.
close.
Are the Knicks f***ing kidding me?
Should be on there.
Are the Knicks trading for...
A great start, kind of petered off there. Are the Knicks losing on purpose?
Which is tanking.
It's a separate answer. I
Oh,
don't know what to tell you.
God.
These all have a pretty
don't know what
common
to tell
theme.
you.
Are the Knicks the worst team ever? Followed by, are the Knicks just the worst team in the NBA?
Oh.
Thanks, other sports. And are the Knicks cursed?
Oh.
Which would suggest that someone powerful cared
That's
about
kind.
the Knicks.
It's kind to take the responsibility off of the Knicks
It's
and
not a
onto
curse.
this curse.
No.
Let's hope we do better. Round 2.
We won't.
Okay. Does Shaq
Okay. Does Shaq have kids?
count it? Yes.
Okay. Pour them. Does Shaq own Radio Shack? Does Shaq own an NBA team? My God. Does Shaq have a college degree?
Count it. Does Shaq have a
God.
doctorate degree?
Does Shaq have a license to kill?
Okay. He does not have a license to kill, but does Shaq drive a Buick? Number 2 answer. Does Shaq speak Chinese?
Yeah, he does.
And
Not
does
English.
Does Shaq? You were going down the own road.
Yeah,
does Shaq
yeah.
own Starbucks? Is a real thing. So,
Hooray, rumors.
yay Google.
Okay. Is Tim Tebow?
Gay.
No, not on here. Not on here.
A virgin.
Also not on here. Don't say gay virgin. Don't do it.
Is Tim Tebow married?
I think that counts. Yeah, okay.
Is Tim Tebow considered a quarterback?
No. Close to is Tim Tebow coming back?
Oh, it rhymes.
Yeah. Is Tim Tebow rich? Is Tim Tebow courting Jana Duggar?
Courting?
Courting, as in Froggy Wint. And is Tim Tebow Mormon?
Is he Mormon?
No, he's not.
No. Mormons don't court.
So,
Mormons don't court. Well, this was a fun game.
Yeah, mhm.
I think we did the game. We did
adequately.
play it.
We did it.
We played it, and we didn't keep score because we don't have the budget for that.
We're not good
But
at
thank
this.
you for playing it.
Thank you.
After the break, I will show you guys a cooler version of Coachella, but don't go anywhere. Especially not to Westeros, because I heard Khaleesi actually is going to keep all her clothes on this episode.
Boo.
What? Welcome back to Garbage Time. Hey, can someone update me on the score in the Sox-Yankees game? No? Because we pre-taped this show? Okay. Coachella's going on right now in Palm Springs, which I was so excited about until I found out that no actual coaches would be performing, which sucks. Could you imagine how much better that would be?
Coachella 2015. The hottest coaches in the game all at one place. Grab your flowery headband thing and get ready to Instagram your balls off. On the main stage, check out the Black Keys, Derek Fisher, and Iggy Popovich. Over on the B stage, you can see Ken, Wiz, and Hunt Khalifa, Jim Boeheim, and Stan Van Gunn Devo. Then pop a Kevin Molly and lose your Bill self in the music while you listen to Alt J Gruden, Boy George Carl, Rob Ryan Sink, Jason Kid Rock, and hologram John Wooden. Coach Ella, this weekend and next.
Hey, admit it. That idea is not that stupid. Send us your Coach Ella band ideas using hashtag CoachCoachella. Great idea. And finally, of course, it's time for our Garbage Time Hero of the Week. This week, it's this guy.
I'm feeling good about my efforts, and I think I'm inspiring people right now.
I certainly am inspired. That, of course, was comedian Hannibal Buress, who is my hero because that is a very difficult shot to make, and he made it underhand. And also because he exposed Bill Cosby for probably being a rapist. So that is our show, guys. That's it. You can go ahead and watch Game of Thrones now. Actually, wait, don't do that yet. First, send me questions on Twitter, Facebook, or email, and I'll answer them on Junk Mail, which airs Wednesdays on my YouTube channel, where you can also find digital exclusives and extras from all of our shows. This episode will be online tomorrow at foxsports.com/garbagetime. But I assume you know that already, judging by our DVR ratings. Big thanks to Kevin and Ryan for being here today. And if you guys insist, I will come back next week. Bye.